Hello guys, welcome to the channel. We're in the sim rig for a drive and talk for the Simracing mini pedals. I have a couple of cameras set up, so front and rear, so you can see the pedals in action when we get onto the track. So do understand this is early impressions, not a main review. A main review will come up in the future, but for now this is just some thoughts I've come up with and things to look out for. As you do need to understand, this is not the simplest pedal set to set up, which I'll go through in a moment, but yeah, there's a few things to understand. Price of this pedal set is amazing, really good, and they look very attractive. So yeah, really interesting set of pedals. Also check the description because I will post related videos for this pedal set as well, as there are some videos out there already on this pedal set. So if you want more research material, check the description. There is more videos as well, content on this pedal set. But for now, let's get on the track, and here we go. Okay, so the Simracing mini pedals. Simracing make a couple of pedal sets. A regular pedal set just called the Simracing pedals, and this set which is called the mini pedals. And the reason why they're called the mini pedals is they are basically shorter. They are a smaller set of pedals compared to their other pedal sets. So that's something to bear in mind, because if you have really big feet, this pedal set might be a problem for you. I must admit, I think you might struggle with this pedal set. Just for reference, I have size 8 UK feet. That's my foot size. So you can see how my feet are aligned to the pedal faces, etc. So one thing to bear in mind then is make sure you have a pedal deck where the heel plate is not raised up. You need it to be flat, otherwise you're going to be above those pedals. The other thing to know about these pedals is you can't adjust the height of the pedal faces. You can see a couple of extra drill holes if you look closely, but they are not countersunk and they do not align to the actual screw holes, which is a really strange misstep, because they could have just drilled it to allow those pedal faces to be adjusted, because I think it's necessary for some people. These are fine for me as they are, but some people might struggle with this. But you can fix that by just simply getting your drill out. Okay, so it's not the end of the world, but the fact they don't come pre-drilled so you can adjust the pedal height is unfortunate and a shame, really, because it kind of needs to be done. Well, at least some people will need that anyway. So all the pedals use a load cell, and I'm just going to mess that up clearly there. So on the brake, the clutch and the throttle, and just get around this corner and navigate around this corner first before I carry on talking. And yeah, and it works. They work okay. They work fine. Load cells, obviously, in all the pedals. Design is similar to the Hussenfeld Pro pedals. Not the same size or anything like that, exactly same size or anything like that, but very much the inspiration of the design. I have Hussenfeld Pro pedals, and I will bring those out for the review, so you can have you can have an inspection. You can just see them close up side by side. You can see where the design elements of this pedal set have come from, and that's absolutely fine. It's a good set of pedals. I have those pedals, Hussenfeld Pro pedals, so I can tell you they are good pedal sets. So the other thing to know, let me just stop this for a moment because it's easier for me to concentrate, guys, is you can see there's a spring there. You can't really see the clutch. Can't see the clutch from here, no. But this again is a spring. It does have it looks like it should have a clutch mechanism at the back to give you that sort of clutch feel. It doesn't work, I can tell you. It's just basically it feels like the throttle. It's a different spring, but it just feels the same. But I do like the strength of the springs in the throttle and also in the clutch. It's got a nice strong resistance. I like that. It works really well. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Yeah, the clutch doesn't have that clutch feel, but it doesn't bother me. It may bother you if you're into a lot of if you manual shift a lot, then you might want that clutch kind of mechanism in there to give you that clutch feel, and it's not there. So do understand that it's not there. But as for the brake, so this is obviously an important feature is the brake, and I've got some things to say about this brake pedal. Is technically the idea of it is fine. The application of the material is absolutely horrendous. The worst load cell brake pedal I felt, due to the way they're using the spring here and a very stiff piece of rubber there. So just take a close look at how it's moving. So you can see the spring, it collapses, and then there's very little compression of that rubber. It's very much, you know, like a two-stage thing where it's not like a weak spring, but it's not particularly strong spring. Doesn't really give you much progressive feel. There's a bit of feel there, but it's not great. And then you hit that hard stop. So you can imagine basically I'm braking to maybe like 70% to there, maybe 60%, and then I have to push more to get further braking. So it doesn't feel very natural. It's very abrupt, that kind of sensation. And I have to say I'm finding it quite difficult to use this brake as it is. And that's down to this material. The way it's set up is horrible. Really, really is horrendous. That can be improved upon. Fortunately, the way you can get to the rod is very easy. It's very versatile. You can kind of take it out and change it. So I got an idea ready of what I plan to do with this pedal set to improve it, because that brake is bloody horrible. It really is. I promise you, it's horrible. Which is a shame, because these are a solid set of pedals with good adjustments on here. So I have some of these things. So this is from Hawksworth Engineering, and I have a few of these things. They sent me a box of these things. You may, recall that I use these types of rubbers on the Thrustmaster TLCM pedals in my brake mod. Really popular video. I'll link in the description to that. And I have some more of these. So these are M8 ones, which are needed for this one rather than M6, which I used on the TLCM pedals. And they sent me basically a big box of these things. I mean, look, I got loads of these. So I can experiment with it. So definitely need to look at doing this mod with this brake pedal, because I have to say I'm struggling. When I'm concentrating I'm okay, but I have to say with this drive and torque I'm struggling with this brake pedal more than I am with any other brake pedal set I've used with a drive and torque on my channel, because I'm just finding it, I'm not really feeling very connected with that feel of it. And it is basically the material, it's not the load cell. But there's also some other things you do need to know about this. So let me get back on track and I'll talk about that. Okay, so some other things you need to know as a new owner of the Simjack mini pedals is they are not plug and play right away. You will need to use a program called DiView. DiView is it basically is a program that works with any analog input, and it allows you to basically add dead zone, because you'll need to add dead zone to this pedal set because these load cells are immediately adding inputs into the pedals, and if you use them, if you just map them in your game, they're going to be basically wonky, since it's going to be actually adding braking or adding acceleration or clutch input as there is pressure applied to the load cell already. So you'll need to use DiView to zone that out. Also, after you've done that, you'll need to, at least on the brake, I know you'll probably need to do this on the brake, hopefully you might not need to, but I had to, is you also need to add a bit of dead zone on the brake as well in the game, on the top end, because I discovered that it's actually quite difficult to explain in this video, and I'm not going to, but if you own this pedal set, you're going to know what I mean. So yeah, DiView, and then also adding some dead zone at the top end of this of the input as well. So yeah, it's a slightly hassly thing to set up. These are things you only need to do once, unless you move the pedals to another, PC, or you install Windows, as the DiView settings only remain on the PC. They're not saved to the actual hardware itself, so that's something to bear in mind. But once you've got past that, it's okay to use. Another thing to understand is do not plug this pedal set into a USB hub. I discovered that if you do that, because that's how I used them initially, I plug all my sort of sim hardware into external hubs, is the pedals, God, I'm driving like a chump, sorry guys, the pedals work for a bit and then they just basically turn themselves off, and I had to re-plug them into, weirdly, a different USB port on the hub for the pedals to be recognised again. And what I found out is this pedal set just simply doesn't like a USB hub, and you need to plug it directly into your PC. So a PC socket on your motherboard, a USB socket on your motherboard, and then you'll be fine. I've had no problems since doing that. But again, these things are not kind of obvious, right? I often plug stuff into hubs and I don't have problems, but occasionally that's a thing. Also, maybe it could be a USB 3 thing as well, so you may have to plug it into a USB 2 port. Not sure about that. I plug it into a USB 2 port on my PC. My hubs were USB 3.0, so that's the reason why I kind of mention that, just in case, you know, the problem is a USB 3.0 thing and not just a hub thing. But yeah, these things are not mentioned on the product page, like DI view or the hub thing. Kind of important things, because you get this pedal set and your less savvy, you know, user is, you're going to think they're bust immediately out of the box because they're going to be just completely shonky. But once you got past those things, this pedal set is going to be okay. And of course, the other thing we need to look at, as I said, guys, need to sort out that brake pedal, because I'm really struggling. You know, normally I can keep up with the AI or overtake with these drive and talks, even when I'm not concentrating loads, but I'm just finding that brake just isn't, I'm not connected with it. It feels very unintuitive. And, you know, I don't think it's the load cell. Obviously, that remains to be seen. If it is just like you know, just the way the load cell works. As I said, you do need to kind of mess around with that, adding dead zone to the top end of the brake input as well, which is really unheard of with a brake pedal that I've used with a load cell. But I'm just hoping it is simply swapping out that crap material and getting something better in there, so I get a better feel for it. Because, like I said, it's the worst feeling load cell brake pedal I've ever used. It really is bloody horrible. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. You know, out of the box, you do need to work on these. You know, you do need to kind of fix these pedals, the brake pedal and also the setup, which is really massively off-putting. I can understand that, but I think once I've got all these things sorted, you know, the brake pedal effectively, and you get the, you know, the issues with kind of just the initial setup of DI view and the dead zone in your game, this could be a really good pedal set because it looks really good. They're really sturdy. You know, I haven't mentioned that yet. They are a solid set of pedals. They look good. Design is really good, you know, and, you know, well, at least physically the design of them. And, you know, I like how sturdy they are, how they look. And it's a pedal set which is almost there, just not quite, you know, and you look at them, they look really good. So yeah, there's more to be done with this pedal set to get them perfected. But I would say, don't buy this pedal set until I've worked out how to make that brake work better for me. You know, so because I think if my solution to swap out the material does not work, I would say avoid this pedal set. If it works, then it's a small price to pay on top of what is actually a very affordable set of pedals. You know, with you know some very good qualities with the adjustments on here. You know, because I haven't given up hope that this could be an excellent set of pedals for a lot less money than some of the high-end pedals out there, but with some of the features that high-end pedals have there, like load cell and just the sturdiness and also the adjustment points. So I haven't given up on this pedal set, but you know, be wary that they are not the easiest pedal set to get up and running with. Also to note, actually, guys, I think this is something that's worth knowing as well. They do not sell a base plate. So you'll need to find a way to mount this pedal set to whatever you're using. So yeah, so you need to drill it to something, or you know, find another way of mounting these pedals. So to understand that, this pedal set is just basically the 3 pedals, the controller box, and away you go. No instructions, and that's it. So yeah, there's stuff to be done with this pedal set, but you know, has promise. But let's wait for the review. So yeah, those are my little impressions, guys. There's a few things to understand, a few kind of red flags, I suppose, but we'll see if we can fix them and, you know, make it into a really good pedal set. But that's it for this drive and talk. If you have this pedal set, do drop comments as well. You know, let me know your experience, you know, how you've had, you know, on the early days of these Simjack mini pedals, since yeah, there's a few things under the surface that need addressing. But there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and bye bye for now.